Got SolidWorks open. Let's practice and really work on speed. All right. Because this is a modeling competition that happens every year at the yearly user conference called SolidWorks World or 3D Experience World. So let's practice. All these are online, linked below. Check it out if you want to see and follow along. Okay. But this is the model that we're going to create. You can see it right here. All right. So let's make this model. Now, we have a lot of things going on here. Let's try to tackle the largest features first, the ones that can give us the most geometry. So I'm going to start here with a sketch in the front plane. And I know it's going to be revolved, so I'm going to draw a center line. Big tip here, if you want to get speed, make sure you add a center line first, because then you can use this to revolve around. Okay, next is an arc. Well, I'm going to leave, come back, use this awesome pro tip here, auto transition. Come down here, it's tangent. How do I know it's tangent? Look, yellow and white around my mouse, those boxes. Yellow is actually going to be added when I click. White is inferred. So just giving you a visual indication. Yellow actually adds those relations. All right. So now I'm looking at this view here, this model, and I see that it actually has the offset in there. So I'm going to draw that offset in because, hey, another pro tip here. Again, like I said, modeling competition, 0.25. All right. If they show it, you should draw it, because there's a reason why. They give you the minimum possible. And if it makes it into a view or into a dimension, you have to create that geometry. All right. So keep that in mind. Remember, name of the game is speed. So I'm going to keep using my S key here, and I'm going to keep creating this geometry. 0.25 here. Let's go. 0.25 here. And then this length or height, 3.35. All right. So looks like the last thing I need to do here is to dimension the diameter. So I'll give you this tip here. Math is the enemy. All right. So let's click our center line, click our edge here. Because I clicked a center line, if I just move my mouse to the other side, it's going to add the diameter dimension. Right. So just like that, we got the diameter dimension. And then this is the next one. Just go right to it. It remembers that center line. So I can click and I can place this 3.75. Now, making sure everything is all black, meaning it's defined. I don't want any green entities on here, or blue entities on here rather. Green are the references. So now let's turn this into a revolve. Okay, so I double click. I'm gonna keep using the S key here to get in there. Click this. This is all out of the box, not anything really customized here. That's the way I'm going to work here for this. So now I'm going to start clicking these entities here. I want that. I want this. Okay. Look here. All these things you click go into this selected contour. So that's a tool that we're going to be using. I click. No preview, right? No preview. It's because I have the thin feature. Look for a preview. That's your sign that this is going to work. Okay. So make sure you have your preview going on. And I think that looks pretty good. So now let's move on to the next section, which I'm going to draw that extrusion that's it's in section CC here. All right. So front plane, again, another center line here this time. Always drawing these center lines. I'm just going to click it here to here. Remember, yellow indicates that those are going to be defined or added. Circle. I want the circle to be down here. So let's grab that, circle, and hover over the line until the midpoint pops up. All right. Now that'll up here. Good. These are going to be equal. So this is my habit, my modeling habit. I start to add all of the references first, and then I start to add the dimensions. All right. So this one we have as a radius, which is okay. Because remember, I told you that math is the enemy of speed when it comes to SolidWorks. So I'm just going to display it as a radius when it comes to SolidWorks competitions, rather, because they're going to keep giving you these numbers. You want to make sure you align your numbers to what they are saying. So 0.38 was the radius value. There we go. That's what we want there. And then again, I keep hitting the S key to grab my tools. Dimension here. The length of this line is 1.75. right. And then the diameter, or radius rather, then is, double click, 0.61. Like that. There we go. So now let's fill this in. L for my line tool. If I just click on this, we're going to start creating those tangent. There we go. Wait till you see it, right? We want that tangent arc to appear. Tangent arc. Okay, good. Verifying my relations as I draw this. Okay. Line to line. Okay, and if you miss it, you can always add it, but it is quickest to add it right as you are in here, right? So here and then to here, there we go. You see, verifying I got that all in. Now I'm gonna mirror this, so I'm gonna just click my entities, and you know what? It doesn't matter what order I click the entities in. Here we'll do 1, 2, 3. Mirror, it knows like that it's a center line. It knows that there's some lines, so it's gonna just fill in the right boxes and make it work. All right, so now let's extrude this. So I'm gonna extrude this out. And again, I'm gonna use the selected contours, and I'm gonna pick the edges. Edges are a good way to get things started. So pick the edges, and now I'm gonna fill in the blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, of course, it looks kind of odd here with the preview. It's not really like previewing well, but I'll just drag this out. That looks right. 2.75 is the, there we go. Let me verify that. I will pull up the drawing. I didn't see that here. 2.75. Yeah. All right. So we're moving along here. 2.75 there. All right. Now let's keep working on the rest of this shape. I'm going to draw a circle here for the cutout. Now, this sketch, look, is on the front plane, okay? So sketch, dimension, S key. Always hovering over the, always using the S key and keeping everything centered, all right? So now, extruded cut. Wrong way. So reverse direction, through all, in case it changes, right? Don't go dragging it up. Use these through all, up to next type things, these ones that actually have the features implied in there so that you don't have to explicitly go in and start to define these things. Next is the cutout here. Goes down an inch, centered here. So hover over all these entities, click to add it. Hover over to wake up the point, wake it up. Hey, what's up? And then we add it. So now we can add our holes here. These are called out as diameters. So 0.38 here. And again, not adding multiple dimensions because you have to change multiple ones. The things are implied here that changes are going to happen, right? So not through all this time, blind, 1 inch down, and just like that, we got it. So now we have another one here rotated over. So let's try to use our circular pattern. I'll click the boss, the holes, right? So we're doing the pattern of the feature. I'll click the geometry here, 45 degrees, boom, there we go. So far, so good. Okay, what is next? All right, let's take a look at section BB, which has that thing going off to the side. I'm gonna have to add a plane in there. So I want it off at an angle. I will leverage the temporary axes up to the creepy eyeball on the top, click the axes. Every circular feature has a temporary axis, so you don't have to go creating that, leveraging that. It's already there. Control, select the right plane, pre-selecting these things. Plane. So now I can go in here and just add my reference plane really quick. Oh no, but it's only off to that side. That's okay because planes are infinite, okay? Let's turn off our temporary axes. And now let's sketch on that plane. I don't like that view, so let me flip it around. Just clicking normal to multiple times like this goes back and forth. And then you can alt arrow to go around and rotate your view around. And just like that, that looks pretty good. S key here, center line. Now, I want this to be vertically lined up, right? This point and the origin. Okay, but vertical goes that way. Notice it's bold here horizontal, right? What I want to show you is that really quickly, what's dashed around it is the entity or the reference that these entities are closest to. So it's actually horizontal. All right. Let me add the angle. So I'll click the point, end point, wake this up, use this nifty feature I call the biad. So there we go. All right. Now let's start drawing our geometry. I'm going to grab a 3-point rectangle. How do I do that? Well, here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, point, point, point. All right. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Perfect. All right. So let's keep drawing our dimensions. So I know that this one here, this is silly. So from here to the bottom, we have 2.35. Okay, let's use our from point to point. We have it at 2.4. And then, nope, not those points. So from these points, 2.4. All right. And then the diameter of this is going to be a revolve. Remember that trick from earlier? 1.2. Boom. Hey. All right. That's all defined, fully defined. So let's go back over here. Revolve. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. What do you think about that? All right. So here's the model we got. Now the reason I'm looking at this full screen is because I want you to see that this looks a little strange in here because of the order that things have been done. So let's go ahead and now let's cut the rest of that out. All right, so we'll revolve cut, but what I want to do is reuse this sketch. Because it was contour selected, that symbol around it, contour select, I can reuse it just directly reusing it. Click in here, select my contour, there's my preview, boom, looking good. All right, so what else is left? Well, I still have some weirdness going on in there. I can use my section view to get a look in here. So what really is happening? Rotate this around if you want. What's going on there? All right, so 1, 1, 2, and then I guess I cut out the third, or the section view cut out that third face. So here's what I'll do. Let us just control select 1, 2, 3, not the line, the faces here. Do a face command. Boom, right click, features, bodies. I want to delete faces, delete and patch. Hey, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Look at that. All right. So what's next? What's next? We need the hole here. All right. So let's do the hole here. S, circle, center, dimension, diameter, 0.82. Now, features, extruded cut, up to next. I'm not even going to think about it. You'll see, you'll start getting speed here if you keep doing things like this, like just up to next, stop thinking about things, don't do the math, do more references than actually explicitly typing in values. You're going to get a lot more success that way in terms of speed, especially preparing for competition like that. So let's hide the all types. And the last thing to do is the fillet. And I think the best way to do this is grab features like faces and then just fill in the gaps. All right. 188 defined on the sheet. Preview is always going to tell you whether or not it's going to work. So what's going on? Let's try to fill in these gaps here. so that's not working for me. There we go. Face. So it's that. Maybe this one. Does this work? Okay. All right. Keep filling in the gaps. Hey, there we go. It's tough sometimes. Not really a great way to think about it, other than just clicking and trying. All right. So that is phase 1 of this. So stay tuned for phase 2, when you're going to get some design changes, and a lot of the reasons why we modeled the way we modeled will make sense. But again, this is a great way to practice so you can get some speed with modeling in SOLIDWORKS. Thanks for checking it out.